The alternating technique. Another quite brilliant variation of decreating involves going into a relaxed mode and then alternating between the old self and the new self several times. This means you'd look at the old self, then as the old self, then you'd look at the new self, then as the new self. Then you'd switch back to the old self, then back to the new self, and you'd switch back and forth several times until one or more of the following things occur. Relative neutrality, meaning that you no longer resist going back to the old self, or a deepened sense of choice between both selves, and the impression that you can easily go into the new self. The less you resist the old self, the easier it will be to slip into the new self. Here's the alternating technique in a written version. Assume that it is 1 year later and you are writing to someone what happened in the past year. You are being a future self that is telling someone about what happened. Write down the events in 3 versions. Version 1, a very negative version of how things happened. Version 2, a middle version of how events took place. And third, a positive version of how events happened. By consciously creating a negative version, you can gain an amount of conscious control over unwitting, counterintentional beliefs. By then switching to the middle version, you gain insight at what you deem normal or realistic. By then switching to the positive version, you can have the realization of what you truly want to identify with, and you do so automatically, simply by being aware of it in comparison to the other 2 options. It is my opinion that this is one of the most powerful techniques for reality change you will ever have learned.